12 days of Sideshow statue reveals are officially over for 2019. We're going to go over every single piece and what Mr. X thought about it. Well, who gives a fudge what Mr. X thinks? Apparently you do. I'm Mr. X, this is the Xtreme channel. Today we're talking about Sideshow Collectibles, the largest statue manufacturer and distributor in the world. And recently they did their 12 Days of Sideshow. Starts on Christmas Day, and every day they reveal a new statue that is coming out soon. We're going to go through each day, what they revealed, and what I think about it. Now the setup's a little bit different because I'm using my phone. I did a room tour today that is actually launching at the end of this week. But most of the video, you're not going to be looking at my face anyway. You're going to be looking at pictures of the reveal. So as we jump into this, let me know your comments on each one. Let me know if you plan to pick it up. And I apologize, you won't be able to look at my face the entire time because I know some of you tuned in just for that. So let's get started with day one. And here is the day one reveal. It is a Doctor Strange maquette. And this one kind of blew everybody away for a few reasons. Number one is the fact that they actually had a prototype ready to show us, which we're going to talk about in a few statues down. Second is that they're labeling it as a maquette. It seems a lot less elaborate than some of their premium format pieces. Traditionally, Sideshow claims a maquette means it's more expensive and more elaborate. But here's my 2 cents. Maquette my ass. Like I said, they're just trying to justify a price over $700. If they're trying to do that, they can go fudge themselves. Face sculpt initially looked good though, and I think that the dynamic pose suits the character very well. And I don't mind the fact that the cape is mixed media in this particular circumstance. The base is kind of meh, but I really can't think of a better suggestion of what I would do for the base, so it's kind of hard for me to attack that. One of the issues they're going to run into is XM Studios, as you guys know, also has a Doctor Strange statue. And I actually own that. You'll see that in my room tour at the end of the week. And it's really well done. It's a really cool concept. And you can get that below retail. You can get that for probably around what the price of the Sideshow maquette is going to be, which I'm guessing is going to be $700 to $750. So we'll see which one is the winner. I am not personally purchasing this piece because I'm getting away from my Avengers line. Day two was the Superman premium format. And, you know, interestingly enough, I think it was a smart idea, even though it was clearly borrowed from a custom done about 9 years ago. And there's 2 other customs that are very similar that I'm actually receiving in the next few weeks. So kind of a spoiler, for that reason, I will not be getting this. I do like the classic Superman head. It's kind of a mix between movie and comic, which is neat. The head sculpt is pretty decent. I like little things on the base like the water effect, but I think they should have added more to the base. One of the ones I'm getting has a phone booth. They didn't necessarily have to go that far, but maybe a Daily Planet newspaper dispenser, something like that. And I think it's nice they revealed this switch out head because you want one with, you know, both the potential for glasses and without glasses. I was going to criticize it in my notes, but then this was revealed a few days later, so I have to give them a little bit of props for that. But the Superman premium format is a pass for me. Day number 3 was a Harley Quinn premium format, and my word for this is boring. Let's do a basic Harley Quinn to try and please DC fans. But then I thought about it. You're doing a secondary character that you already have stock of, I believe, of the last 2 Harley Quinns. So maybe stupid is the word, not boring. They got the concept down. No one's going to argue. It's cool she's on skates. But it's nothing compared to what Prime 1 has coming either. I understand this is only 1/4 scale as opposed to Prime 1's 1/3 scale. Here's a picture of that. But the base is really boring. As I said, the skates are neat. I'm not sure where they're drawing the reference from for the portrait, but I'm personally not a fan. Again, not a piece for me. I like their previous Harley Quinn, which is kind of controversial, but I'm going to pass on this one. Day number 4, they revealed Taskmaster. No, they didn't. This wasn't a reveal. There was no shadow, no outline, no close-up. When I was talking about day one reveals in the past, previously they didn't show prototypes, which it's awesome they did for the past 3 days. They would just show like an outline, and a few of them do have outlines, but they showed nothing for this. So I understand there's certain things like limitations such as licensing approval, plus they're hesitant to show a work in progress because haters are going to come out and attack everything. They even attack statues that are not a work in progress and are perfect. I recently read a thread, I won't say in which group, where a brand new amazing statue came out and there was 1 out of 99 things wrong and people were blowing up that one thing. So I get that. But my big issue with this, first, I do like the fact they're going for a character that's less popular. But second, this was not a reveal at all. They should have shown something. So I can't speak to this either way. I'm not a huge Taskmaster fan, and I don't think he'll go with anything I have. But so this is a big maybe. Now, day number 5 was the Barbarian Mythos Legendary Size Bust from Predator. And I have to say, this is freaking gutsy. If you guys recall, they had a massive failure with their Wolf Legendary Size Bust Predator. They still can't get rid of it, even with like 33% off. People are hating on that piece. And it's so tempting for me because that's such a good deal. But let's go back to the reveal. The initial photos look really, really good. I have high hopes for this one. I like the fact it's a different Predator character. The Mythos line, Barbarian. But I hate legendary size busts because if I'm going bust, I want the full thing because it just doesn't scale well with anything. I only have one, and ironically, I talk about it in my room tour. So I think it would have been a better option to go with a full-size bust. I don't know if Cool Props and Prime 1 have the exclusivity on that because that's typically where you see that. But I understand space and price are limitations for people. So this may be a decent pickup. I like it, but I'm going to pass because of the scale. Day 6 was really cool. They revealed a whole new line called Sideshow Originals. And there are 3 different pieces with this. The Dragon Slayer, the Bounty Hunter, and the Dark Sorceress. I like this. I like this a lot. It's cool they showed the outline, so obviously the prototypes aren't ready, or they didn't show true renders, but I think they've done a great job with similar projects like Aspen or the Court of the Deadline, and I think I give them marks for creativity. So this tiny different tease, I think it's pretty cool. It's a new line. I'm excited for this line. For me, I like collecting entire lines though, so it would be all or nothing. If one of them is great, I'll probably pass. If all 3 of them are great, I'm probably in on these, just to let you know. Display them at my office. Day number 7 was also multiple reveals, even though they're not true reveals. They are revealing Witcher and Steampunk. First, I wonder about The Witcher. How long ago was this planned? Because the recent blow-up was from the Netflix series. And I'm pretty sure this is not with the Netflix series, but it's in the hype, so which really helps it sell. And, you know, when you think about licensing and planning, they had to plan this months ago, but because they're not revealing anything, maybe they didn't. Maybe they're jumping on the Netflix hype train, even though I don't think it's going to be based off the Netflix series. And it's interesting because Prime 1 is killing it with this line. So I'm pretty shocked that they want to go head-to-head with Prime 1. But if they go with a simplistic base, they may get a lot of collectors. That's the biggest complaint with the Prime 1 pieces. Not me. I love those elaborate bases that Prime 1 is actually doing, but simplicity may be an aspect that sells. So for me, this is a pass. If I was going to get a Witcher line, it would be the Prime 1. Now, regarding the Steampunk, just like the Sideshow Originals we talked about on the previous day, I think there's some potential here. I think this is going to hit a niche for certain collectors. I think that if they pull this out right, it'll be a strong selling line with a lower ES. It's probably not up my wheelhouse, but I appreciate they're going down this market. Day number 8 is the Robin Premium format, and some people are wowing over this. And it's cool to see Sideshow listening to their customers. They have been begging for this piece, so it's a long overdue DC piece. And not only that, but the prototype looks pretty good, I think. I think they captured the young aspect of Robin. He's in a dynamic pose. He's going to pair well not only with Sideshow's premium format Batman they did last, but really any comic Batman I think would go well with this. And I think that DC fans will be overall pleased. For me, I don't want a Robin. I'm getting XM Studios' Samurai Robin, which is kind of different, but it's a pass as well. Day 9 is the J. Scott Cinderella and Joker life-size bust. And first, let's talk about the Cinderella. I am so happy they're continuing this line. I think this is an amazing line, though I don't own any. The pieces are fantastic. They're great works of art. They're true collectibles. I personally didn't get them because they don't go with anything in my collection, and I initially considered them as gifts for Mrs. X. My only issue is I think there's too much of a suggestive sexual element to them that she wouldn't like them. But overall, they're great pieces. I think they're going to knock Cinderella out because the other three have all been fantastically done. Joker. Very, very cool reveal. I like that they showed, the actual render of that. The prototype's not ready, but I also like that it's two different things revealed in one day. One's a statue, one's a bust. One's fantasy, one's DC. I'm surprised how heavy they're hitting on all these DC pieces, as DC pieces have a record for not selling as well, and the resale value always goes down. But with that being said, I'm excited about this one. I wasn't at first, but the more I looked at it, it was really, really cool. They've done a comic Joker bust before. It was all right. I think this will probably do the same. It looks a little bit better. But I think they're going to run into a problem with the price point. I think this is going to be over $1,000. I think Joker would be an awesome addition to my villain bust wall, but I have the Queen Studios Heath Ledger. So for me, these are both a pass on day 9. Holy crap. You know what day 10 proved to us with Silver Surfer reveal? It proved a few things. Number one, which is probably less likely, is that custom groups have inside knowledge about Sideshow, because 2 weeks prior to this, 7 different custom groups revealed Silver Surfers. Is that a coincidence? Or number 2, which I think is more likely, is that Sideshow has people inside custom groups. I think that is the more likely scenario. I think that they tried to beat everyone to the punch. That's why they revealed it without anything showing. They're like, hey, we're going to make a Silver Surfer. It's been a long time since we made our previous Silver Surfer, which still is decently popular. He's an underrated character. He is my favorite character. And I have tons of custom Silver Surfers that just are amazing. I have more on order. So I'm not sure on this one, but then I heard Daniel Bell is doing it. So it's probably a good probability this one is going to the Xtreme Collection. My favorite character, one of the best sculptors out there, really can't pass that up. Day number 11 was a Marvel piece. Back to Marvel, or I guess Surfer was Marvel yesterday, but they're going to do Captain Marvel specifically from Marvel. This one, I don't know what they're thinking. Their previous Captain Marvel is still pretty popular. It's comic-based. It still flips for more than the original retail. This Captain Marvel, I have a feeling it's going to be based off the MCU. I could be completely wrong. They don't have a lot of MCU-specific pieces, but I have a feeling this is going to be based off the MCU, which the actress, I'm drawing a blank at her name, Brie Larson or whatever it is, gets a little bit of a hate. But we'll find out. I think it's a long shot. It's based off the movie, and it's more probably a comic version, but I just have this feeling. For me, it's a pass. I'm getting away from my Avengers collection, which is what she'd fall into, and I'm not really excited about that character anyway. And that brings us to day 12. And we've heard the expression, end strong. If you're going to go out with a bang. So here we go, Sideshow. What does Sideshow do? They bring back what their fans have been screaming for. We've wanted some more X-Men figures. Give us Nightcrawler. Give us Storm. Give us something to continue that X-Men line. Maybe a piece that nobody else is doing, or a piece that people have rarely done. And alas, they did it. Yeah, that's right. They didn't. They gave us a Guard premium format. Royal Guard premium format from Star Wars. What? So, yes, this is a character that hasn't been done. I think my voice just cracked because it's early in the morning, but I'm so confused. What the hell am I supposed to do with this? First of all, I'm sure it's going to be $500, and it's mostly red cloth. I saw someone post that on Facebook this morning. They're absolutely right. Red cloth. Second, you're going to make me want to buy two, if I would consider buying it, which for the record, I will not. And third, what am I going to do with this? These two premium formats. Premium formats are traditionally 1/4 scale. Put them with your 1/5 scale Emperor, who you recently teased, who's, you know, flying like Mary Poppins over some lava. Now, the Royal Guards wouldn't be with him when they're flying out lava. Oh, I know what you're saying. Maybe I should put this with your 1/4 scale or your premium format Throne Emperor piece, which I actually happen to have. But that goes for like $1,300, $1,400 on the secondhand market. What were you thinking, Sideshow? Horrible choice. Now, for me, for Mr. X, this is 50-50 whether I get it or not. It'll probably be price dependent, simply for the fact that it would go really well for those collectors that have the throne piece already. But that's years and years old. Nobody really has that. I also have a custom one that I can't share, so he may go really well with them too. But that price is really scaring me, because to me, this is going to be a low-cost production piece, and they better reflect that to their buyers. But we'll find out. So again, in the comments below, please let me know what you thought of each piece, which ones you intend to pick up, which ones you hoped they would have shown and they did not. But until then, I will talk to you tomorrow, guys. Tomorrow we have Prime 1 Barricade Transformer statue launching with a review. Take care.